So what, to your mind, is at the threshold of getting re-rated? Whether it happens this quarter or next quarter, that no one knows. But do you think there is a significant scope for that business or sector to get re-rated?
So I think one space which has also got re-rated, but I think there could be still some scope for it to get re-rated is the power sector. Because go back 2 years and ESG was a very live theme, and the world thought that you can transition from conventional to new energy overnight. And we have discussed this number of time, that was not a very realistic view. But I think people have come around to that view that conventional power is here to stay, and world over you are seeing what is happening in the power space. Even in India, it is now possible shortages of coal or power that make the headlines. And recently I think there were some reports that we are likely to announce fairly large new conventional power plants. So I think India's, as I have always said, India's per capita power consumption is extremely low, and power represents a growth business in India. And also I think some of the incumbent companies, their quasi-sovereign status gives them a significant advantage when it comes to borrowing. Yes. And whether it is in conventional or in renewable power, the cost of borrowing is the biggest delta between two businesses. So I think the widening of spreads globally and even in India to some extent, I think has enhanced that competitive advantage. So I think these utilities are still not trading like growing businesses. So I think there is still some room for re-rating to take place there. But by and large, I feel there is not much scope in this market, to my mind, for multiples to go up in many places.
Which means if you are of the view that markets will grow in line with earning estimates, let me ask you that what are your assumptions for earnings growth for next 2-3 years?
I think, Nikunj, our profits have recovered strongly. India's profits to GDP had fallen to under 1.5% 2 years back. And that was due to NPAs, low commodity prices, weak capex. So we have, what we lost in 5-7 years, we have recovered in 2 years. So today our profits to GDP is almost back to 4.5 to 5%. Whether it is banks, commodities, capex companies, consumer, IT, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, metals, utilities, almost everyone is making decent money. So I would say there are very few places where margins or profits can grow faster than top line growth. So I would say a 12 to 14% profit growth is what appears to be sustainable, not more than that to my mind. So unless India's growth rates move up.